Welcome to Soil Nutrient Management. Today we are going to discuss about soil fertility evaluation. Soil fertility evaluation. Soil fertility evaluation may be defined as the nutrient supplying capacity of the soil. Traditionally, we are evaluating the fertility status by soil testing, but now soil testing and plant analysis both are important tools for making fertilizer recommendations to crops. Let's see the techniques one by one. Techniques used for assessing the soil fertility status. There are usually 4 techniques used for the soil fertility evaluation, namely nutrient deficiency symptom of plant, plant analysis, biological test and chemical test. Nutrient deficiency symptoms. The appearance of abnormalities in the growing plants are caused by a deficiency of one or more nutrient elements. So it is a visual method of evaluating the soil fertility. It is good because it involves no expenditure and no laboratory test. Nutrient deficiency symptoms may be classified as complete failure from the crop growth, stunting of crop growth, nutrient specific leaf symptom, internal abnormalities within the plant body, delayed or off time maturity, yield reduction without exhibiting any deficiency symptoms, and poor quality of crops. Hidden hunger may be defined as a situation in which a crop requires more of given nutrient element but without exhibiting any deficiency symptom on plants. The concentration of an element is above the deficiency level but still considerably below the required permit limit. Critical limit is 2 types, lower critical limit and upper critical limit. Lower critical limit, the concentration of a nutrient element in plant or soil is below, so the plant cannot complete its life cycle. And upper critical limit, the concentration of a nutrient element in plant and soil is above. So that is called as upper critical limit. Below the lower critical limit, the plant has deficiency symptom, and above the upper critical limit, the plant has toxicity symptoms. For plant analysis. To help in determining the nutrient supplying power of the soil, identify the deficiency symptoms, and even more important, to determine nutrient shortages days or weeks before they appear, to determine the effect of fertility treatment on nutrient supply in the plant, to study the relationship between the nutrient status of the plant and crop performance, to survey large areas, and to create interest among people about soil testing programs. There are generally 2 types of plant analysis: tissue testing, which involves testing of fresh tissues in the field, and total analysis, which involves testing in laboratory within the help of instruments and reagents. It is a cost involving method. The total plant analysis is more accurate compared to tissue testing. Establishment of DRIS norms. Large number of sites where a crop is growing are selected at random in order to represent the whole production area of a country, state or district. At each site, plant and soil samples are taken for all essential element analysis. Other parameters likely to be related directly or indirectly to yield are also recorded. In addition, details of soil treatments like fertilizer, herbicides, etc., climatic condition, rainfall, temperature, and cultural practices, and any other relevant types of informations are recorded and stored in a computer. Then the entire population of observation is divided into 2 subpopulations, high yielding and low yielders, on the basis of vigor, quality and yield. Example, nutrient ratios are compared between nutrients like nitrogen to phosphorus, nitrogen to potassium, phosphorus to potassium like. Each form of expression which significantly discriminates between high and low yielding subpopulation. And the DRIS chart is constructed based on the 3 axes for NP, NK and PNK. The mean value of subpopulation of the high yielders are selected for the next generation. Today we are discussed only the nutrient deficiency symptom of plants and plant analysis. Next class we will discuss the biological test and chemical soil test. Thank you.